whenever you are declaring certain variables, what happens that in your operating system, the OS stores the variable in some memory location, or rather the value of the variable in some memory location. So whenever you are referencing a variable by its name, say for example, I am defining int x equal to 32, where x is the name of the variable, that means the operating system is going to reserve some space in its memory for the variable x, and in that particular space it is going to store the value 32. Well, now whenever you are storing a particular value to a memory space, you will have an address to that memory space. Okay, so that particular address we access with the help of pointer. So a pointer is a C variable whose value can contain the address of another variable. Okay, so till now whatever operations we have done the operations on values. Now actually we are going to do the operation on top of address. And how does it help? It particularly help in declaring the thing in a dynamic way. So for example, till now whenever you have defined a function and you have passed the argument to a function, so you know that we have used something called call by value. That means whatever value is there in your original variable, that gets copied to the argument of the function, and the change is being made on that particular copy. That means the original variable which was there, it is still there. You are not making any change on that original variable. You are going to make change on that copy. But say if you want to make change on the original variable, then what you can do, you can, rather than passing the variable by value, you can pass it address and directly do the operations on the content of that address. So that means if you are directly doing the operation on the content of an address, in that particular case, the content gets updated. That means the original variable gets updated. So that is the particular use of pointer in programming. So pointer variable is just like other variables, any other variable. So the generic form is that you declare it like the data type followed by a star and a name. So this star basically indicates that it is a pointer. Well, this pointer name, it is similar to a variable name. Okay, so it is just like that you are declaring a variable, and as a value of that variable, you are storing the address of that particular variable. Okay, so here is an example that we declare a variable int var equal to 20. Okay, which is the actual variable declaration. Then I declare a pointer as int star IP. So int star IP is a pointer variable. And then I assign IP equal to ampersand of var. What does it mean? So this ampersand operator actually finds out or fetches the address of this variable. So you are fetching the address of this variable and putting this address in the variable IP, in the pointer variable IP. Now you can do a printf, like you print the address of the variable, okay, as ampersand variable. You can also print the address that is stored in this IP variable with the variable name IP, and you can print the actual value of the variable. So if you want to print the value of the variable, you can use this pointer operator, pointer of IP. So remember, then star of IP basically declares the value which is stored at the address IP, whereas the ampersand operator returns the address of a variable. Okay. Now let us see that how we can use pointer for dynamically declaring and utilizing arrays. Okay. So consider this declaration like int x5 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And assume that each integer requires 4 bytes. Now compiler allocates a contiguous storage of size 20 bytes because each integer is 4 bytes and I have 5 integer variable. So 20 bytes. Now assume that the starting address is 2500. So if the starting address is 2500, then x0 contains at address 2500, x1 contains in address 2504, x2 contains at address 2508, x3 contains at address 2512 and x4 contains in address 2516. So that means because every integer variable is 4 byte long, so whenever you are declaring an array, it stores the value of that array in contiguous memory space. So that way, if it starts from 2500, so the first element of the array will be at address 2500, the second element will be at 2504, the third element will be at 2508, the fourth element would be at 2512, and the final element would be at 2516. Okay, so if you declare a variable like int star p and you assign p equal to x, then x basically contains the starting address of the array. Okay, so that way p equal to x and p equal to ampersand of x0 are equivalent because x actually gives the starting address of the array and ampersand of x0 gives the address of the first element of the array. So starting address of the array and the address of the first element of the array are equivalent. Okay, so that way p equal to x and p equal to ampersand x0 are equivalent. Now you can access the successive values of x by using p plus plus or p minus minus. That means p plus plus means you are going to the next element of the array. Okay, so whenever we are incrementing pointer is incrementing by equivalent to the size of the data types. So here it is declared as an integer pointer. So whenever you are making p plus plus, it basically means that the address is incremented by 4 bytes with every increment in the pointer variable. Okay, so if p is equal to 2500, then p plus plus will be equal to 2504. So here remember that there is a bit different between the pointer increment and your normal increment operator. In case of normal increment operator, the increment is done as +1. In case of pointer increment, whenever we apply the increment on the decrement operator on the pointer, so the amount of increment or the amount of decrement is equivalent to the size of the data type of that pointer. So here it is an integer pointer. So whenever you are doing p plus plus, so the address will be appended or the address will be incremented by 4 bytes. So if p is equal to 2500, then p plus plus will be equal to 2504. And if you are doing p minus minus, it will be equal to 2496. Okay.